Would you like to do Pledge of Allegiance?
Sure.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Lebanon Redevelopment Commission meeting for Monday, April 8th, 2019. We will open with the Pledge of Allegiance led by Sierra.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we'll do a roll call and let the minutes show that Dr. Taylor and Jason are absent. Everybody else is present. Next item is old business. We have no old business on the agenda. Oh, I'm sorry, I skipped an item in the opening. Approval of the prior meeting minutes. Has everybody been able to review the meeting minutes?
Yes.
I will entertain a motion to accept the meeting minutes.
I motion we accept the meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Now, there's no old business. Third item on the agenda is new business. In that first item of new business, we will be presented to the facade request for 105 West Main Street. Go ahead.
Good evening, Commission. Tonight we have an applicant for the downtown grant program, and I want to start by just clarifying that this is more than a facade grant program now, and was one of the big changes to the overhaul of the grant program. It was a facade grant program. Now it encompasses more, and rightfully so. It, in fact, I think it was stated when this resolution was adopted that the facade really isn't the element of the structure that's going to keep it there forever. It makes it look nice, but there's a whole lot of other things that go along with making sure these buildings stay around for another 100 years. In fact, in the resolution it states, whereas past grant programs have only funded facade-related projects, this program, in addition to facade preservation, will consider funding projects related to the structural integrity of the building. So I just want to make that very clear that it is now more than just a facade grant program. So tonight we have Douglas Homes LLC, which is Matt Taylor, who's the owner of 105 West Main Street. The tenant at 105 West Main Street is Greek's Pizzeria. So you can kind of know what building we're talking about here. Mr. Taylor received a certificate of appropriateness for roof replacement and flashing replacement for the structure. To give you an idea of what kind of condition the roof is in, I'm going to show you a short video. Pictures are worth 1,000 words. This video is worth, I don't know, 1,000,000 words probably. So I'm going to try to get real fancy on you. I know, this is my first attempt ever to go wireless with a presentation, and I think I've got it figured out. This is what happens in the Greek's Pizzeria building when it rains.
I trust that's not my drinking water.
Well, I don't know. It could be. It may be the water that you knead the dough with. I don't know. But so anyway, that's what happens in one of our most thriving, structures in downtown. Greeks is one of those locations that has taken hold in downtown Lebanon. We certainly want to keep them there. And having to put buckets underneath a leaking roof inside the building where people eat is not a very good way to keep businesses around. So Mr. Taylor, after purchasing the building, found out about the grant program and has applied for some help with the roof replacement. So the estimates have been provided to you tonight. One is for $24,800 from TPO Roofing System, or I'm sorry, from Cruise Roofing, and the other is $23,900 from Quality Roofing Services, and they're both exactly the same quote for the roofing system and flashing. That puts it in category 4 for an owner share of $3,500 and a maximum grant for $21,500. So that is all I have as far as the presentation from the HPC goes. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer those.
Derek, our match for either one of them is only 21.5?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. So you, the way the resolution is written, you're going to grant based off of the lowest estimate. In this case, both the low and the high are in the same category.
So, Mr. Taylor could go with Cruise Roofing if he so chose
If he's,
for another $1,000.
yeah, it's going to be more.
So what's the difference?
It's a roughly $900 difference. I mean,
No, I understand that.
Yeah.
Mr. Taylor, right?
You'll have to ask him that. He's the one that met with you.
Trying to ask what's the difference between the two bids?
If you could step to the microphone, please.
Thank you, Barry. The bids are apples to apples, I would say, just different pricing from different contractors. There was Cruise, and I forget the other name, I'm sorry. The second one, there's more focused on flashing. I look at it more as a water mitigation process with the leaks and all that. At the same time, we're going to replace all the flashings. There's some guttering, some downspouts as well. There's also some, if you're familiar with the building, the backside's only a single story. The main front facade goes up 2 stories. So where the top comes down, there's some windows there. They've tried to attempt to divert it with flashing water away from windows. We still have active leaks there. So the whole purpose would be to do the entire project at once, replace all the flashing, all the guttering and downspouts, and some other types of things in there. So they are pretty much apples to apples. The other one has a little more flashing details, and that's the route I would
So
probably
how long
go.
have they been leaking?
That I don't know. It's relatively new to me, the building.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You just purchased the building?
I did, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So does Greeks only hold one side of it, or both sides, or is
It's
the whole building?
2-story, so
okay.
it's no one.
Greeks is on the
unit.
first floor and
Yeah,
then second.
and then there's
Okay.
a second floor.
It's not
a
too
two-sided.
wide building. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah.
Did we help Greeks when they first moved in at any time with any facade work of any kind?
Under the previous grant program, back in like 2000, probably 2012, they received about a $20,000 grant for the storefront facade.
That when Statons were there, though?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was,
Yeah, back when it was a Sugar Bowl.
it was,
actually,
yeah, it wasn't
Oh.
Greeks.
Yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
Does the rest of the commission have any other questions?
I looked at the pictures last week, and what's the roof? Is it a flat roof? Because I was just worried. I was reading the terms and conditions under the Quality Roofing Services, and they talk about ponding water and how they're not responsible if the water ponds, like if they need new drains. I'm not very familiar with contracting, so I apologize. But I just wanted to make sure that it is in the appropriate shape, is going to work, and be good.
Yes. So
for it.
that's a good question. The upper tier has actually a decent amount of slope to it. I went up there. Great views of Lebanon from up there. Actually, I can show you some pictures. But there is a decent amount of slope from the top, so it does shed very well.
Okay.
I also had them wanted to make sure. The whole purpose, obviously, is to preserve the inside, the rafters, and the structure of the building is how water comes down. We core drilled in the roof to check the underlayment, the roof sheathing there, to make sure it was okay, because if that's not okay, then the process for the roof is different. So they did take that extra step to make sure we do not have, it's not quite that bad where it's ruined all the woodwork underneath.
Okay.
So that process was done to make sure it was done properly so it will not hold water.
Perfect.
No.
Plus the slope, yeah. The above side does have a great slope, and that's where the majority of the building is.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, but your roofing membrane and flashing would be equivalent to replacing all the shingles on your house, right? I mean, you're basically getting a whole new surface on your roof.
This
This-
roof, the
this
surface
project
will be,
would be.
correct. Plus
Okay.
plus guttering, downspouts, and flashing.
Sure.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. You're not just spot
No,
repairs.
it's not.
It's an
not
entire
fixing. It's
replacement.
the entire membrane, which is
Okay.
different than commercial. Obviously, is different than
Sure.
residential, but it is some sort of, and it's probably called out in the specs.
It's a heavy
PVC
rubber,
type heavy membrane
plastic,
that goes
yeah,
on there.
sure.
You're correct.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, Commission? Okay. No other comments or questions? Okay.
I don't.
Questions? No,
I have
sorry.
none.
I will entertain a motion to grant 21
105.
5 for the 101 West Main Street, or excuse me, 105 West Main Street. Is there a motion? I motion that
Yeah.
we issue a or not to exceed $21,500 in grant money to Mr. Taylor for the roof replacement at 105 West Main Street.
I second that.
Any other comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimously vote. Very good.
Perfect.
We do have one other item in new business. It is the TIF management report received by our financial advisors, and we simply need to make a acknowledgement that we've all received it in our emails. Is that correct, Rob? Am I saying that correct? Okay. Dick, are you?
I got mine.
Okay, Sierra?
I have received the email,
Okay,
yes.
I have received
I got it.
mine. Does that satisfy the?
Time you circulated it.
Okay, very good.
Perfect.
Any
I
other?
will just make a note in our minutes that.
Okay.
That it was
we have-
received.
Yes, thank
Okay,
you.
very good. The next item on the agenda are the claims. Have
I
you
make a
guys?
motion to pay the claims?
I will second that. Any comments or questions? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Voted unanimously. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Unanimous. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.